Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab, in my white, doing what I do for you. I got a continuation of a lesson I started yesterday. I had some things to do, so I'm back for part two, but this is going to be a little more in depth, so let's do what we do. Rightism, 25 rules to live by, storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story, all right? I got some stuff in the book to be a good lesson, so that's what I do for you. Let's go. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life, through mental and spiritual discipline, daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission, and I'm on. That's my job. Your goal is to tune in, excuse me, get the information, use it, and benefit. That's the purpose. That's my mouth. That's my main goal, is to get you to know thyself. That's the end game for you, all right thinkers. Let's go. So ask the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. Let's go. Know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You can teach them. That's what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these person resides in you. Right thinkers. Know thyself. To Maat. Be true. Speaking of Maat, that's what we talking about today. Priestess and priest. Priests and priestess. These are the things that you had to have in order for you to be in the judicial system. That ain't what we work about today. So, right thinkers, let's talk about Maat philosophy and its influence on present day social ethics. See how we measure up to Maat. Okay? So I got a nice little 2-page lesson here, so it shouldn't take too long, but like I said, informative, good information. Let's go. Since ancient times, now ancient means old, okay? The Egyptians are the most ancient civilization, so that way you keep using that word ancient for them. Beginning before 4000 BCE. Now we started at 10. They keeping track at 4. What's the other 6,000 that was going on? Okay, it was some stuff going on between them. I understand that, but we're gonna start with the 4000 BCE. The ancient, they were still ancient. The ancient Egyptian civilization, again, based is what? System of social order. They was having social civilization in 4000 BCE. Understand that? Okay, watch this. And justice on what? Maya philosophy. Remember, they was 4,000 years in peace and harmony. So around 4,000 BCE, they started getting company. Watch this. Now, they practiced the Maya philosophy. Now, this philosophy has influenced present day African culture as well as present day societies and religious systems outside of Africa. I'm perfect proof of that. I took the philosophy when I started studying 30 years ago. I started adopting the concept, started understanding it. It made real sense. So I started practicing in real time on the low. Nobody knows. I'm just learning. And I'm saying, it still works. It's just as good today as it was when it started. So that's where right thinking come from. Okay? From me learning philosophical Maya philosophy, implementing it, and practicing it for 10 years on my own. That's why I know what I'm talking about. Now, Maya philosophy is what? Listen, is a system of values prescribing, right here, prescribing a way of life. I keep telling you, right thinking philosophy is a way of life, followed by the Maat philosophy. You implement this thing that you learn, the 42 negative confessions, whatever you want to call it, but these are things that you implement in your daily life. That's living Maat. Watch this. The Maat philosophy, writings of ancient Egypt, compass the precepts of Maat contained in Kemet, aka Africa. The Maat philosophy, writings of ancient Egypt, the compass precepts, of ancient Egypt, from what the book Per M. Haru text. That was the Book of the Dead, they called it, or more commonly known as the Book of the Dead, or coming forth by day. Again, but more commonly known as the Book of the Dead, or coming forth by day. The ancient Egyptian, watch this, wisdom text, the Ari, Mayat tomb inscriptions. These are the things that they put on their tombs when they died. They put in their sites, in their coffins. When we went and dug them up, we called them Book of the Dead. It was the book of explaining the afterlife. So they had the concept, okay? So they found an Irie Mayat tomb inscriptions, blind harpies. That was a conversation that some other people had. These are people who had writings. They did hymns, they did songs, and the hymns to who? Mayat. She was what Michelle Obama should be in charge. The most important Mayatan writings are known as the 42 laws and precepts of Mayat. Down right there. Okay. Which are contained in the Per M. Haru text, Book of the Dead. I bought that poster over 30 years ago when I first started out. I wasn't good at none of them. I felt bad. But over the years, I got proficient in all of them. So I learned, not changed, and it become a way of life. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Watch this. Now, after centuries of what? Trying to stop the practice of African religion and convert Africans to what? Christianity. The Catholic Church did what? Reversed itself, and at the 1964 Vatican Second Conference of Bishops, where in Rome, officially accepted African religion into the family of world religions as a full partner. Really, like we really give a good hoop personally, but this is their concept. So for all the years that you put it down, denied, and mocked and scorned, now it's okay. Years later, again, on a what? A visit to Benin. Now, Benin was one of the African tribes that they claimed was into slavery. They made deals. They negotiated for their survival, so they had a thing going. And Pope John Paul II, again, what? Apologized for the centuries of denigration of African religion by the Western culture, aka, say the white man, okay, native paleface. Okay, it's more, a little less derogative saying paleface compared to a white. So what? African religion is what? Universally accepted as a distant and legitimate form of what? Spirituality, and continues to be practiced by substantial numbers of people, one right here, and outside of Africa. That philosophy still works. That philosophy is right thinking philosophy, okay? African religion is, in a sense, what? A conglomeration of seemingly different religious traditions. No, we got one. Everybody else just took bits and pieces of it and started their own with the little bits and pieces and made it famous and popular. Watch. Now, however, again, upon closer examination, if you would spend the time, it becomes what? Evident. This is what I found out, that most, if not all of them, exhibit certain common fundamental tenets, watch this, that reveal their common origin and spiritual ideas. The concept of God started with us. Sorry. The factor of what? the compatibilities and the fundamental agreements of the canons, which is the writings, the creeds, the systems of belief. See, when the Catholics got it, they wanted to have a belief system, meaning we're going to tell you this, and you just believe what we tell you. That wasn't ancient Egyptian concepts. We enlighten you. We teach you. I'll teach you to think for yourself. I don't want to think for you. I want you to think for yourself. Just think right. That means with the truth. When you got truth, thinking ain't hard to do. They have systems of belief. Watch this. And they may be termed African religious concordance, ARC, they abbreviated, whatever that means. So therefore, watch this, they are not different, watch this again, but may be practiced differently in different countries in Africa. African religion is practiced by many who, on one hand, profess to be converts to the Western religion, which is Christians or whatever, while at the same time retaining the practice of some aspects of the African religion in their life. I'm not going to give up my philosophical points of view for no Christian, Islamic, or Judaism philosophy. Why? I'm just not doing it. Simple as that. I'm moving on. That's my choice. I ain't trying to tell you to give up your Christian, Islamic, and Judaism philosophy for my art. I'm just saying I practice this. You practice that? Okay, well, I know where yours come from. So moving on. You don't have a clue about mine. So all you gotta do is learn. Everybody knows something. Two reasons, watch this, for the persistence of the African religion, watch this, are the qualities and the pantheism and the humanism that characterizes it. Maya is for the people. The African term Ubuntu, UBUNTU, it means humanism. This is the African concept of Maya. Watch this. Humanism is a fundamental concern for the human condition. You would think they had that concept. A caring for who? Fellow man, beings with respect to what? Their well-being, but also it means a kind of openness, hospitality, and compassion for those in need. The Indians, the Seminoles, told their other brothers and sisters, we should have killed them when they came to our shores. We listened to y'all, hospital let them in, what they do to us. So you got some tribes in Africa don't want you coming to their island. They will kill you. Leave them alone. Okay? You can't come and colonize a place where they don't want you. But when they let you in and you can, like they tell the Indians, don't trust the pale face. Why? He speak with a forked tongue. That means he lied. Okay, moving on. So now understand that they was humanistic. And the quality of Ubuntu has had what? An effect of tempering the tempering the harshness of other religions. Who? As well as what? Beginning or bringing to the forefront the sufferings and the needs of others, and sometimes the iniquities that are endured by others. The less knowledge you have, more iniquities that you're going to suffer. Why? Not knowing what you're doing, you're going to make mistakes. So that's why education is important. Now, Ubuntu is a kind of what? Empathy and sympathy for others, and a heartfelt desire to what? Share with others. Maya and Ubuntu are what? Authentically to the notions, antithetically to the notion of what? Egoistic hoarding, property owning, and wealth accumulation. Not a good thing. Everything that they are against, society we live in right now is all of that. None of what we're about to tell you about. Watch this. So therefore, they are in contradiction. All those things are in contradiction with capitalist, oligarchic, and tyrannical social economic system. Meaning we living in a society where powers that be run the show. It ain't nothing about God or spirituality. Everything is what they want and how they want it. That's the problem. Watch this. Now, that's the system we're under. One important example of the effect of African religion and its quality of Ubuntu is the Aldura Church where in Yoruba. The Yoruban tribes still, to this day, practice their ancestor concept. They haven't been colonized. But now, I say that about 10 years ago, I watched them. They did their annual dance with Christ and the Son. That the start that they saw a series we never seen it. They knew it was up there way before we knew. They got a worship they do every so many years when the sun comes around. They was doing it, and when it was native, okay, they was barefoot. I saw them a few years later. I just saw them a little while ago, about 2018. Why everybody got sneakers on? They had with Nikes and Pumas on. No offense, Nike Puma, but that wasn't the reason. I had to laugh, but I recognized that. So I saw them talking, but no, they don't colonize y'all. Y'all got sneakers on. So yeah. But the ancient tribe, watch this. Now in this church, the Christian emphasis is on salvation, has given way to what? The approach that is more in line with what? The traditional needs of the people. The priests function as what? Diviners, healers, and ritual leaders. We don't do that no more. Those functions are not present in the Western form of what? Christianity. Okay, understand. Christianity came from the Catholics. This concept, watch this, of humanism may be best expressed in the following quotations. We got quotations from Africa's one guy from Ghana. His name Abdul Kwabena Essene. Now he's a journalist based in Ghana. He says African belief is basically the humanistic belief that doing good is good. Okay. While doing anything bad is bad. And again, you are rewarded here on earth for your good deeds. I say that all the time. And you are punished for your iniquities, your bad deeds, wrong deeds. Iniquities means you're going to do bad things. And I call them fetters, meaning if you have lack of understanding and lack of knowledge of self, you're going to do a lot of things that's going to cause problems to yourself. We call them fetters. That's why the ego symbol is a man with a hatchet to his head. I want to modernize that and get a guy with a gun to his head. This is your ego. This is you and your ego with a gun to your head. Okay, that means you are self-destructive, aka suicide by installments. Indeed, watch this. Many Africans believe that the ultimate punishment, watch this, for bad or iniquitous behavior is death. That's kind of severe, ain't it? But that's the concept. And if everybody held themselves accountable to follow the rules laid out, it wouldn't be a problem. Why? Because those who break them got to deal with it. Simple. Now you got about Ubuntu, is South Africa's Archbishop. You should remember this guy, Desmond Tutu. He won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1984. This is his view. This is his quote. You know when it's there, and it's obvious when it's absent. What could that be? Truth. When it's there, you know. When it ain't, it's obvious. I like that. I like that. Now, it has to do with what? What it means to be what? Truly human. A good person is a good person from the heart. It refers to what? Gentleness, compassion, and hospitality. Hospitality, excuse me. To what? Openness to who? Others. To be to vulnerability, to being available for others, and to know that you are bound up with them in the bundle this game called life. For a person is only a person through what? Other persons. Okay, I'm about to wrap it up. This is the good part. When compared to the concept of Ubuntu, the Commission concept of Maat, the Matean actions is found what? To be very compatible with this concept of what? Humanism, or social awareness and caring. Mayat is a philosophy, listen, a spiritual symbol as well as a cosmic energy or force which pervades the entire universe. Mayat is the path to what? Promoting world order, justice, righteousness, correctness, harmony, and peace. Do we have any of those qualities in our government right now? Oh, wait, no, I ain't got that much time. But none of those qualities are being exempted from the power that be or our government that's in charge. Why do you think that is? But watch this. Maya is also what? Righteous living and selfless service to who? Humanity. That's how the philosophy I live by. I do what I'm supposed to do because I think it's the right thing to do. What? Enlighten you on a day-to-day basis, give you information that you can use. That's me doing my job. Okay? Now, I live right. Again, my job, by choice. So Maya, watch this, encompasses certain disciplines, I'll call them spiritual disciplines of what? Right action that promote purity of the heart and balance of mind. There's no better feeling to know you did the right thing, help somebody out in a situation, and you just feel good about that. If you go through life selfish, not wanting to do nothing, you're never going to experience that feeling. Okay, that's the difference. And with a clear mind, a balanced mind, you understand the difference in right and wrong. You understand how and what you're doing. I'm purifying my heart by treating people right, doing right, and giving a selfless service. That's how you become blessed. Maya, watch this, is represented by the goddess with the feather held to the side of her head by a bandana. She is sometimes depicted with wings, a papyrus scepter in one hand, and holding an ankh, symbol of life, in the other hand. And Kemet, the judges, here we go. This is my part right here. Boy, 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 I've been waiting to get to this. Here you go. I'm taking it home. In Kemet, the judges were initiated in the teachings of Maya. Could you imagine numbnuts learning Maya philosophy? For a seated, let me see, teaching of Maya, for as stated earlier, only when there is, listen, justice and fairness where in society can there be abiding harmony and peace amongst the people, which which are necessary for what? The pursuit of true happiness and inner fulfillment in life. When there's harmony and peace in society, everybody will flourish. Everything will be going according to plan that they did for over 3,000 years. Okay? Thus, the Commission spirituality includes a discipline for social order and harmony, not unlike the Confucianism of China or the Dharma in India. Maya promotes social harmony and personal virtue that lead to what? Spiritual enlightenment. I'm cringing. Most people, wrapping up, are aware of the 42 laws or precepts of Maya, but they are just declarations of what? Purity, also known as negative confessions. When you erase those things out of your daily life, you are purifying your heart. That's what living Maya is all about. And it is found in the in Hebrew text, which, what's this? A person who have lived a life of what? Righteousness can utter at the time of their judgment after death. Remember the Maya, the Holy Maya? They were preparing themselves for that. And all of the precepts concern what? Moral rectitude in all aspects of life. Every aspect of life, you need to have that correct, which leads to what? Social order, if practiced universally. Order leads to what? Peace, prosperity, and harmony. And that can be with the people across the board. There are other injunctions given in the wisdom text that serve as adjuncts to what? The 42 confessions. You can add more on. Wisdom texts are what? Elaborated in the tomb inscriptions of ancient Egypt. They were finding these things in people's tombs, in their coffins. So, and you got one guy, the person uttered this declaration. Now, this is what he's writing to God. They're going into his personal life study right here. He's talking to God, and it states, I have done God's will. I have given bread to the hungry. Done that. Water to the thirsty. Do that. Clothes to the clothesless. And a boat to those who were shipwrecked. I made the prescribed offerings to the gods and goddesses, and I also made offerings in the temple to the glorious spirits. Therefore, what you want? Protect me when I go to face God. For the for the full text, see the book of the dead, translated by Sabai Mutar Ashby. But this was what he was prescribing because he wanted to go into the afterlife, and he stated his claim, letting it be known, I've done everything I was asked to do, so have your way. That's the concept of the Maya philosophy of our ancients. And politics was strictly business, Maya. Why? Because you had to show suitable proficiency and being a good person. In order to pass judgment, you got to willing to be judged. And that's how you got to raise your level of consciousness to be the best person you can be if you want to judge anybody, because you're going to have to judge you at the end of your life anyway. Get practicing and get good at knowing thyself. I'll be back. I got more.